Hey everyone, Nick here, and it's that time again where I give my ideas on how I would adapt certain toku shows in the United States. And this time I'm doing quite a popular one, and one I've been wanting to do for a while, my adaptation for Kamen Rider Gaim. Now, I have been wanting to do a how I would adapt Kamen Rider Gaim for like a really long time, ever since I started doing the how I would adapt videos, and I really want to give my interpretation of Kamen Rider Gaim. And I actually kind of made a fanfic, if you can even call that, of my adaptation of Kamen Rider Gaim in the U.S. And this is pretty much a note for note of my fanfic, so this could be a long one. So buckle your seatbelts. Our protagonist is a young man named Cameron, who's currently in high school, and he's one semester away from graduating. In his off time, he likes to dance on the streets with his friends in a street dance gang, and he also likes to his dance gang also likes to compete in dance tournaments with other street dance gangs. One day, while on his way home from school, he's chased by the leader of a rival dance gang into a forest. And when he's chased into a forest, he discovers a portal to a mysterious other forest in another dimension. There, he walks around and discovers a fruit shaped like a lock. He picks off that fruit, and it turns into a fruit lock, that's what I'm going to call them, and he is confronted by a mysterious woman in that forest. And she tells him he's been chosen, or something like that, to be a power rider. Now, what's a power rider? Well, I think you should know if you've seen my previous How I Would Adapt videos. And the woman tells him that he's been chosen. Yeah, it's another chosen one narrative. Yay, I guess. And the woman tells him with the fruit lock, he can have the power to transform into Power Rider Orange. Yeah, I named the riders after the fruits they're themed after, so yeah. And when he gets out of the portal, then that he discovers that he is not the only one that's been in that dimension. You see, on his way out of the dimension, he also released a bunch of monsters from that forest into the city. And he uses the power of the fruit lock to transform into Power Rider Orange and fight off the monsters that have been in the city. A while goes by, and some other dancers in some dance gangs, including Cameron's own dance gang, want to become riders themselves, and they do. But the more times they go into the dimension and discover the fruit locks and become riders, the more monsters they unleash onto the city. Later, one of Cameron's friends, Mitch, has an older brother, and his older brother also is a scientist who has 3 colleagues, and the 4 of them take notice of all these monsters that are attacking the city, as well as the riders that fight off, and are really intrigued with the way they fight off the monsters, so much so that they invent a new kind of fruit lock, the Energy Fruit Lock, and they use that power to become Energy Power Riders. And the Energy Fruit Locks actually are more powerful than riders that use normal Fruit Locks, so the riders that use normal Fruit Locks have a challenge to take on. A lot later on, when Cameron breaks into one of the science labs, he discovers some video surveillance footage and discovers that the monsters he and the other riders have been fighting off are actually humans! Ooh, a tourist! The monsters actually are humans that have went into the forest in another dimension and accidentally ate the fruit there, which transformed them into monsters. And when they destroy the monster, they accidentally kill off the human. So now they have a lot more to worry about when they fight off the monsters. That's pretty much as far as I got. Let me know what you guys think about my adaptation in the comments below, and remind me how you guys would adapt Kamen Rider Gaim in the US. And you're going to notice a little things that were different from my version. For starters, I called the lock seeds fruit locks. You know, what they actually are. Fruit-themed locks. And I've also called the riders Power Riders, and instead of naming them, like, just coming up with a creative name, I actually just named them after the fruit they were themed after. I don't know, I was kind of lazy when I came up with this, so bear with me. With each fruit lock, the riders gain a different power and a different weapon with every fruit lock they acquire, and each fruit lock they use will be more powerful than the previous one, especially Cameron's fruit locks, which, especially my version of the Kachidoki and Kiwami lock seeds, yeah, I haven't come up with names for them yet, which will give him more power than any other previous rider. So that's going to do it for this video. Remind me what you think of my adaptation and how you would adapt Kamen Rider Gaim in the US. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, as always, until next time, see ya. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got a Let's Talk Toku to work on.